After all this, you still...
I still want that gas, yes. And you had better deliver.
Well, welcome back to the greenhouse, dear listeners. This is the second time I'm trying to record this. My computer is not having a good day. But you know who is having a good day? Us.
Yeah.
It's me, your host, Adi. I'm joined by Sky today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we love Sky.
I gotta figure
One
out
day you'll get a sound effects guy.
something like that. Something like that. Or at least put the canned applause.
I might just like...
One day we'll have a producer, maybe. Who knows?
I'll just like one day go and like sit in an empty room and do all of the sound bites myself. And then you just have them.
Skyyay.mp3. It's going to freeze up my Audacity real quick, but then it'll be in.
Sky, hell yeah!
All right.
All of them.
Well, it looks to me like we're going to probably have a quicker episode than usual. Wanted to talk about our recent field trip to the zoo. And maybe just a quick comments on current events. So, let's start with the fun stuff. Zoo trip.
We love the zoo, folks. We love it.
Folks, there's a lot of animals in this world.
A lot of animals.
I don't know where I'm going.
I don't either.
There's just... It's one of the few good places you can go, especially with our global rate of environmental degradation, to, you know, see some fun fellers and critters.
Some fun folks of the furry persuasion. Not furries, though.
Oh, you can find fun folks of the furry persuasion on twitter.com.
I don't want furries. I want fur animals. Actual animals.
I can show you some actual animals on National Geographic.
We do got that Disney Plus.
So the first time I was trying to record this, I was going to lead with this riff. I'm going to actually try to make it happen again. I do a very annoying thing in this relationship, but even with my friends, where I'll see an animal just minding its business, and I'm like, damn, it do be vibing, though. Like, me and Sky used to live in an area that had, like, a lot of stray cats and stuff, so we'd just be sitting on the balcony, you see, like, a stray cat, I'd just be like, wow, cat on the street. Okay, he do be vibing, though.
They be vibing.
They do be vibing.
If anyone's vibing, it's stray cats, for real.
For real.
Stray cats and zoo animals. The two most vibing creatures.
I mean, as long as they're at a good zoo. Like, Harambe was not vibing.
Yeah, that was the opposite of vibes.
Yeah.
That's like the vibes I feel at like almost every day, you know? Like, that's like the social interaction vibes I feel. But like, not...
I got shot for a social interaction. I feel bad about that.
That's how I feel, bro. But yeah, RP.
Everyone's like, oh, you crying over a gorilla. I cry over people all the time. Let me cry over this gorilla.
Like,
God damn.
Anyways. The animals do be vibing, though. That's all of the zoo animals. Ultimate vibes.
Yeah, I think we got some iconic moments in that trip for sure, even though everything's like... Not everything's open because of different COVID restrictions and stuff. But Reptile House, always a fun time.
Hot as fuck, but cool.
They're cold-blooded. They can't like regulate their own temperature.
It's really cool because it's like, if I want to see a snake, this is the perfect level of just protection I have. The whole glass plane.
I don't know. I've been going out for like a couple walks and shit, and like I think there was one place I went out on a walk and there were like 3 garter snakes I saw in a row. But of course up here, you know, it's garter snakes, nothing to worry about.
But still.
But yeah, I mean, you finally saw a caiman.
Oh yeah, I do want one. I want a caiman. I want to have a little bayou for it.
I mean, don't tell the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, but like...
just a little caiman as a treat.
I mean, a dwarf alligator, maybe.
Yeah. See, the thing is I want to have like at our house. I want to have animals that are going to help eat all the compost we have.
Fair enough.
So I want chickens, goats. Those fuckers eat anything. And then if we have like a little fucking alligator, there you go. Like
rotisserie chicken that's a day old,
right? Or
there
the bones.
The bones.
Like any vermin, like we'll be set. Like ain't no, and then we'll get a cat and like a few dogs. Nobody can tell us shit.
What about a possum? What if we got a possum?
I feel like you don't get possums. Possums get you. Like
I don't see the problem. That's how you got me.
Tail and everything.
Okay, it's just the tail. The rest of the possum be looking, you know.
The eyes to be a little scary, and then the fact that they carry like 18 babies on their back is a little frightening too. But like, you know, public transit. She's a mom on the move. I understand.
Right.
I completely understand. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't. There ain't no possum daycare you can go to. They don't got pre-K for possums and shit.
Universal pre-K also means pre-K for possums. I'm fucking down for that.
Universal pre-K.
I feel like
possums.
these kids will grow up better next to possums.
They literally than what Betsy DeVos was trying to do.
Right, right.
These kids could literally be raised by wolves, and they would be better than Betsy.
I mean, the last time 2 kids were raised by wolves, they made Rome. So
Rome.
Yeah, don't you know that's the myth? Like Romulus and Remus were the 2 like little Italian kids raised by like a little wolf.
Absolutely not. White people are crazy. These are the craziest stories.
It's the popular myth about it. They were raised by a she wolf.
There's a she wolf
raising kids.
She's about to create Rome. Ow.
Yeah. They credit these 2 guys. They never credit like
she raised
behind
2 children. Like it's like I understand. I only respect the Virgin Mary and like Catholicism because at least they give her credit. If y'all saying she did what she did and then y'all just like, but Jesus, she created Jesus by herself.
So that's your opposition to Protestantism?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like y'all just don't respect women at all. Like
especially the Virgin Mary, blessed be her.
She be over there giving birth, ain't got no baby daddy, and y'all over here just what? Well, treating her like dirt.
Well, sorry, Catholic Twitter.
Sorry, Catholic podcast listeners. We just alienated you. Oh, actually, we didn't. We just said that you're doing something right.
Yeah, y'all doing good.
You did one thing right, and I'm proud of y'all.
Moving on, the zoo. Yeah, I think definitely the reptile house is always a good time, and I like that every time we've been there during October, especially, they like put different Halloween related decorations.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
So like in the Anaconda pit, like they had like a skeleton dressed up as a zookeeper.
And like when I first went in there, because actually this is the first time I've been like in, because it's Zooboo. I thought it was gonna be like one like little thing in one of them, one of the enclosure. Every single enclosure had at least 1 to 3 decorations, and it was so fucking funny.
And they eat these fucking pumpkins.
And oh my god, yeah, they got pumpkins everywhere, and the pumpkins look like the different animals that you're about to go into the exhibit. 10 out of 10. If you live in Metro Detroit, or if you are in the Great Lakes area, just go to the Detroit Zoo, even though it's not in Detroit. It's a fib. But go to the Detroit Zoo.
You'll be close enough to Ferndale. All the little gay bars are there.
Yeah, be a little gay boy.
You know, go swing with some 70-year-old.
Or gay girl, or gay them, they.
Right.
Live your gay dreams. Go to the zoo, then go be gay. And then, I don't know, vibe. Just don't try to park in Royal Oak.
Don't park anywhere. In fact, cars suck.
Reject cars. Walk everywhere.
Walk everywhere. Shit. I can't come to work today. Why? I had to walk.
I was tired. I had to take a nap.
Can you imagine the way like typical American, especially like in the suburbs, would like life was shut down immediately,
literally,
because people have gotten so reliant on cars.
Like if the gas gets high or shit, like
I'm about to walk. Fuck public transit. What about me transit?
Like, who try to carpool to my job, even though we all come in at different times and are from drastically different areas? I'll sit
in the lobby or something.
Can I please carpool with y'all? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my lord.
Get a bike.
Okay, so who was the coolest cat in the reptile house? Doesn't help that I said coolest cat.
I know. It was like, I don't know. They were all pretty cool. Like, but I am more fond of lizards because they give me a little less heebie-jeebies. But I don't know. Some of those turtles also. I like me a turtle.
So you're talking about like the river turtles that were living in the same tank as the caimans? Or
those were pretty cool. They look tranquil as fuck.
Right.
Like if I saw one of those like at a river in Michigan, I'll probably just start crying.
Yeah, because it's out of its natural habitat. I would be crying too.
That too, but I'm saying if I was just like at a river, or I guess anywhere, if I was at wherever their habitat and I just saw them like swimming in the fucking river, I would just be like, oh my god, nature's so beautiful. But
that's probably how I feel if I see a manatee. Like I would just be like, damn.
Oh my god, manatees they don't even seem real. They're fucking like,
I mean, that's how it feels when like, because especially like the amount of like real experiences you can have in nature like are pretty fleeting at times. Mm-hmm. So even with like typical wildlife in your area, it can feel like alien and majestic at times.
Yeah, literally I'll be seeing the raccoons sometimes. I'm like, oh, look at them. They're in their natural habitat. Oh my god. The dumpster.
I had like a Nat Geo moment where like I saw I think it was a broadwing hawk, yeah, catch like a rat and it's like, or like a mouse or something, and it's like talon, and it took like a rest in front of me, sees my dumb ass, and like its eyes widen. Then I see it getting mobbed by blue jays, and what I didn't know about blue jays at the time is they can imitate hawk calls. So they were like making fun of this hawk basically and like imitating its call to get it the fuck out.
Oh my god.
And then I saw like a turkey vulture fly immediately overhead. So I'm like, oh, this shit's about to go down. And then like they were like trying to like have a little sky fight. It was running. I wanted to get a picture with my fucking Android phone or something. So like, good fucking luck to me, right? I was gonna do that shit where like you take the binocular and you try to line it up with your camera lens, and that's how you get like a good shot. But
and it looked like a first grader drew a picture of some birds.
No, if you get it right, it looks okay. If you get it right, it looks okay. Android. Oh, so we're just gonna stand Apple now?
No, we just gonna talk shit about Android always.
And we're not gonna talk shit about Apple?
We can.
Okay, fair enough.
We were just talking shit about Androids at the moment.
Fair enough. Honestly, I want to talk shit about all phones. Like,
yeah.
Come to think of it, what if we all just went back to flip phones?
I want to hang up on someone.
I want to like have to physically flip my thing up and then like angrily pick it up. It was like, what?
Hold on. What? I'm having a very important conversation. What? I need to be home immediately to answer my home phone?
Like, just we all playing Candy Crush on this shit. Like, what's the point?
There was way less mobile games back. Well, at least all the mobile games were like Tetris, and they came pre-downloaded on your phone, and you can do nothing else about it. Except for pay, like, a stupid amount to own it.
Pretty much.
But yeah, Tetris is that bitch. Just play Tetris.
Best thing to come out of the Soviet Union.
That was.
I think it did.
I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure that's like the. Stupid,
that's why it's such a good game. Like
fun facts, like Tetris. It was some other stupid thing.
It's like like they couldn't come up with like decent like programming ideas in another country. Whoa, okay.
Just know that like
y'all be paying for Nintendo like it came out of America. Really, guys? All
good video games were literally made for something very stupid, just like Flappy Bird. I'm very proud of the creator of Flappy Bird because he's the only video game creator who had the respect to be like, I created a monster, I must kill it.
Yeah, that's the kind of decisions I want to see more of just, you know what, this is not good for human beings.
This is a horrible game.
This is a horrible product. Let me take it
out
of
addictive. Let's not.
No, it was addictive, and we just got mad.
It was I know I was addicted to Flappy Bird because I kind of miss playing it. That shit was so fun. You just
so okay. Let's get back.
You tapped it, and then it was little different bars, and you tap it to keep it in the air to fly.
I know, but I could never get past the third one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was very addictive. You felt like you just had to continue to play. So,
definitely the river turtles went out in the reptile house. We went to the amphibian house next. That was a treat.
Oh my god.
That was a treat.
Y'all right. Frogs are really fucking
Frogs
cute.
Are fucking great. We have to protect the ecosystem.
Cute to boot.
I will never turn on an air conditioner as long as I live if it means protecting frogs.
There was the smallest little frogs. They're so small, and they're obviously in an environment that is close to their natural environment, which means they're camouflage as fuck. So you have to literally be squinting. You're like, oh my god, it's a little frog. Oh my god, little baby. It's not a baby. It's full grown.
Okay, but real talk, I think the highlight was the giant salamanders.
Oh my god.
Because
not only did we see them, they weren't swimming and everything. They were freaking napping, and they were cuddled up all into this little rock.
Yeah, all three of them.
And then I think there was a few more. They were just all cuddled and sleeping, and we saw them, and it was just. And the beavers were also sleeping all together, and they were all cuddled, and they had the beaver cam, and it was quite literally just so cute. And I'm just look at them, they sleeping.
We should be doing that more.
We should. Come on, homies, if you're listening to this, let's all take group naps together. It's not weird.
It's not gay.
It is a little gay, but so are
only
we.
If you let it be. Anything's gay if you're brave enough. I think, I'm definitely upset that we didn't get to see the river otters.
Oh, yeah.
But we did get to see them earlier this year. What I was excited by, we did get to see the sea otters.
Oh, yeah. The sea otters are really freaking cute. And they're little showboats. So if they see people, they'll go swim around them, and they're like, "Hey, I know you see me. Let me do this spin." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so cool. I hope you get fish today."
We did see the polar bear in the distance.
But it was still polar bearing, and I'm really happy for it.
Yeah. And then apparently there are cubs, but we didn't get to.
Yeah.
We saw the Arctic fox earlier. They are cool.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
I want an Arctic fox.
They are endangered. We should be worried about protecting the Arctic before we get Arctic foxes.
I guess.
Once they're at least concerned, sure, go wild. But
then we can get your goal of having the house extremely cold at all times.
Yeah, basically. No, I think honestly, what's the point of carpet?
Sadness.
It's kind of fruity.
The carpet
I want the floor to be soft. That's kind of
gay.
It's kind of fruity.
You think Stanley Steamer, the carpet cleaner?
All those. I mean, the guy's name is Stanley Steamer. What he's steaming? My nuts?
We saw birds everywhere.
There were a lot of birds. There were ducks in the flamingo area. There is a horde of peacocks just roaming around.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
Like in different enclosures, just walking around, like just doing whatever the fuck they want.
They chill with the flamingos.
Like, if I was a bird, I would totally treat this like some kind of hotel. And
Well, I mean, the vultures were.
Yeah, they just like pop up. They were not the vultures that were supposed to be there. They were completely different vultures.
Well, yeah, because there are vultures that are supposed to be there, and it's like those are old world vultures. Those are related to like eagles and stuff. And then
these like fucking turkey vultures are just chilling. Like, hey y'all, where the food at?
I'm like, you're not supposed to be there.
You're not supposed to be here. There is not one sign about you, boo.
Which turkey vultures are cool. I don't give a fuck if anyone hates them.
They
They're
really
great.
are cool because they literally look like a turkey and a vulture had sex and had a baby, and the baby is ugly and it's so cute.
Yeah, they do be taking care of the ecosystem, though.
Shout out to them.
They do be keeping it disease and parasite free.
I'm proud of them. I wish they could have did something about COVID, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. India is a country that's faced a lot of problems with its vulture shortage. During the quote unquote green revolution, where they're trying to, really intensify agriculture, that's when the use of commercial pesticides became really prevalent.
Boo.
And, well, we use them a ton here, so let's not boo any individual country.
Oh, I'm not booing India. I'm booing pesticides.
Yeah, let's boo pesticides.
Yeah,
Fuck
boo
chemicals,
pesticides.
I guess. But yeah, it was basically, if anyone understands what the premise of Rachel Carson's The Silent Spring was, where basically DDT was softening birds' eggs and making them have declining birth rates and stuff. Same thing happened there. But it has this added effect of the vulture's digestive system is a dead end for a lot of disease-causing pathogens, viruses, and things of that nature. And there was also an outbreak of disease from decayed carcasses and stuff like that. So there's a role for every animal in the ecosystem, and I think when you understand those kind of entrenched ecological niches and how they can play out, I don't see this as or at least what I've always kind of been upset by is this idea of humans have to be in conflict with animals at all times.
Right. Why do I have to be fighting this animal? Why do I have to be on top of
Or if you're in favor of wildlife protection, you're choosing animals over people, and it's that's a false dichotomy. I can see how in some cases a very kind of absent-minded environmentalist or a very kind of
PETA.
Well, they're more of animal ethics. They don't have a serious thing on climate as far as I'm concerned, but
True. They're yelling at the wrong people.
Well, the
wrong things.
They are the wrong people in that sense because
wrong.
It's for me, my kind of rumination on the subject has been nothing is sacred in this systems. Animal life is easily abused in the same way that human life is made miserable in certain similar circumstances. So I'm not sure if the way you change the system is to introduce this idea of, hey, some things are sacred, but that's kind of how it's manifested in my feelings, I guess, is life is sacred in a sense. I'm not saying that in a weird pro-life kind of way. I'm just saying that more in we have an obligation to look after the world and look after living things as much as we can.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to our topic of the zoo, I guess.
I mean, it is really I think it's really cool to remember about zoos that are like Detroit Zoo is that they do care about animals. A lot of the animals that they do have are animals that, if they left in the wild, they would not survive.
Right.
And need that extra assistance. Like all of the eagles, all had to have
Yeah, the bald eagles they had.
Yeah,
They were all rescues.
Yeah, they were all rescues, and all of them had to have a wing amputated. Because at first I'm like, they're eagles. Why don't they just fly away? They can't. They literally can't. And it's just like, this isn't a place who is just like, hey, let's have some eagles and like let's just let them chill and they won't be able to fly and do whatever.
What?
It's like we're saving these animals and giving them a life when they weren't going to.
I think like, you know, there's something fair to be brought up about like, are zoos just for profit, or like, you know, is the environmental education aspect valid? Is the conservation aspect valid? And I think they are. I think it's like, again, I hate being one of those people who's like, guys, the problem is capitalism, and like squaring it away. And it's okay if your critique of that point is out of your dumb, because I am. But like, it's kind of like, you know, these places kind of have to come and fill in the slack when we don't have, you know, more efficient systems or more sustainable systems of gathering resources, or of fighting back and managing, you know, certain extractive relationships we have with the planet, and so on and so forth. So like, yeah, it's a bad solution, but it's like, it's a problem that needs to be addressed holistically.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when you think of like, I think two of those the bald eagles, one of them was struck by a train, and the other one, like, I think flew into an electric line. And
Sparky. It's fucked up they named him Sparky,
it's
huh?
fucked up they named him Sparky, but that's a cool name.
Yeah, speaking of Sparky, I actually did a paper on him in college for my animal behavior course. So, like, it was cool seeing him again. He's vibing.
But, like, when you think of those things of, like, those are the reasons why they're there. Those are two man-made things that affected their, like, lives. It wasn't because they got into a fight with another animal or what, like, it's because we needed electricity and we needed whatever the train was doing. And, you know, we should really care more about them, those animals, since we need to disrupt their fucking environment for our comforts.
Like, and that's like, you know, if America cared about anything, it's like, that's your national symbol. Come on, guys.
I know, it's so sad the way they just be shitting on the eagle. Like, they won't be protected. People would be killing them. Like, if anything, I know that there is, like, some law against, like, killing bald eagles.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like in such a police state that fucking America is, like, make that punishable by death automatically. I don't know. Like, something ridiculous like that.
That's a little too much.
I mean, it is, but like, it's America. Like, what do you, like...
It's like, does nothing matter to us? I guess not.
Not even the bald eagle. Not even. Not even the fucking flag, because the amount of people who could be going, like... I don't know if you can go to jail for it, but, like, it is illegal to be wearing the flag in certain ways and be doing certain things to the American flag. And if, like, you know, the country actually cared about that, you know how many... You know, the country wouldn't be broke if they even handed out tickets for disgracing the American flag.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest...
Country have a shit ton of money.
While we're on the subject, like, all those, like, thin blue line flags...
Oh, my God.
Forget like, the subtleties of the political messaging. You guys know where I stand on all that. It's ugly.
It's ugly.
It's ugly as hell. That's defacing the flag.
If it was
That's defacing the flag, for real.
I'm like, why is it a thin blue line? Because ain't y'all blue? Like, ain't y'all, like, blue or die? Like, I don't know. Like, why are you making it thin? Show that shit. Be a cop all the time.
It's more of that, like, us versus them and I protect people from them type messaging that's implicit in it, but you know, I think a case can be made. Not that I like the whole like patriotic social, like what, that was a stupid thing that people were arguing about on the internet a few weeks ago, where it's like you should be allowed to combine like stereotypical American patriotic imagery with like socialist politics. And it's just it became one of those topics for me that like there's a good case to be made for why you shouldn't do that. But like,
I mean, I kind of understand it.
But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, why is this important right now?
I mean, it's only important if, one, you're trying to be a politician.
None of these people are trying to be politicians.
Which
They're
is
all
true.
posters.
But, like, if you're trying to, and this is a little hack for y'all, if you're trying to be a politician who is a socialist, just really hammer in those, like, ridiculous, America is great, we need to do better type, like, rhetoric, but, like, not be racist and shit. You would win whatever you want to win. But it's...
Yeah, people get a little too hung up on messaging, I feel like.
But, like, it really is, like, you know, people tell... like me, like not necessarily me, but they tell people who look like me and people who look like you, like that we should go back to where we came from, that we blah blah blah. Like I came from here,
Wayne Township, Michigan. Woohoo!
Like I was born here. My parents were born here. My grandparents were born here. I don't know how many generations of my people were born here, but like we are America. I am fat, poor, queer person that is black. Like I am America. Like all of us are America, and we are Americans. We are the typical being in debt, being like highly educated, but not in like all of that is, it's not the American dream, but it's the American reality. And I'm not going to say that I'm not American, because any other person from any other country who will look at me and be like, yeah, this is a very American thing, problems to have. This is a very American person she is, and I am.
I look like a swollen Brazilian, so it's anyone's guess what I look like.
Okay, but if they talk to you, they can tell that you're American.
Yeah.
I thought you work for America.
They would also be like very confused as to what my name would be. Like, yes, it does look like my name is Fulgencio Christmas, but I digress. We didn't even talk about the zoo yet.
I mean, we have been talking about the zoo.
So I think to wrap up the trip, because it was fun.
It was really fun. And you should go to the zoo on a whim, or on a semi-planned whim, on a random afternoon, because why the fuck not? Life is too short. The zoo is better when it is a little cold. We went on a surprisingly warm day, so now that it's now supposed to be fall weather for the rest of fall, I say get out there, bundle up, and
people love saying shit. Things. People love saying shit like, I hate going to parties. Like, cool, go to the zoo.
Go hang out with your homies at the zoo.
Go to the library. Have a little reading session with your friends. The
library is literally free.
In fact, they could use your support right now.
And like, if any of our homies wanna, like, you know, people might say, go to a coffee shop. Guess what? We got coffee, and we got mugs. We got to-go mugs. We can take our coffee to go somewhere. We can go to the park or the zoo or the library and do something cool. Because I'm fucking tired of, like, the club bar scene. I mean, like, it's cool every once in a while, but I don't want to be hanging, like, chilling out with friends and getting, like, talking to them again and being like, yeah, I can't hear anything anyone's saying because it's so fucking loud in here.
It smells crazy in there.
I know it smells crazy in there.
First of all, like, I haven't even recovered from that little spat.
God.
It's like you know. Oh, it was a bunch of brown dudes dancing in the club. Like I don't even know where this was. Did it smell crazy in there? Yes, because the club smells like shit. I hate going to nightclubs. I hate.
Men don't know how to bathe themselves well.
Okay, but I'll be honest.
Women
deodorant
don't know how
work.
to bathe themselves well.
Okay, I'm about to stand up on behalf of all the fellas here. Deodorant doesn't work at a certain point.
Well,
I know that sounds like a cell phone, but trust me, like, oh, it blocks sweating. You have not encountered my armpits. It'll like plug up for a bit. It's not going to continue plugging up.
I did learn that the best time to put on deodorant is at night, but you have to shower at night too. So if you shower at night and then put on deodorant at night, it's supposed to last longer. But this is also just some like shit that like beauty, like I'm not sure if it's
the
science.
beauty industrial complex.
It really is. Like I you also gotta watch the people who are trying to sell you shit at every given fucking turn. But as someone who already owns deodorant, I've been trying it and I've been a little less musty. But it's no longer the summer, so that could be the reason as well.
I don't know why I would smell fresh in bed. Just to sleep. I would want to smell fresh in bed the other way, but like...
I don't know. It was... You know, beauty, everything is high maintenance and crazy. But
speaking of high maintenance and crazy.
Oh, Lord. Is he talking about his wife? It's me.
No, I actually wanted to end our little segment on the zoo with the best part, the highlight. The giraffes.
They tall. So tall.
That was a spiritual experience. Like when we went in, like the little open enclosure for them was like under construction, so like the back of the stable they're in is like open, but it's like a nice little like viewing area for them basically. And it had like weird Egyptian decoration on it for whatever reason.
It's just a little Hotep-y.
Just a couple Hotep giraffes. Instead of Jeffrey, we got Jafari, you know what I'm saying?
But they're so amazing and they're so tall and long, and it's just absolutely, I don't know, it's so shocking. No matter how much you understand that giraffes are tall and big creatures, they are so big and so tall, and I love them so much.
And they were looking at us more than we were looking at them. That's the crazy thing.
It was that one gif of like the person and then P. Diddy, and it was like they're looking at you could just keep looking at each other.
It was just so wild for me because like I saw like this big ass creature and I'm like amazed by it, and like I had this thought of like, let's say you're part of like the British Expeditionary Force in Kenya or whatever, in like whatever year they did all that horrible shit. Like, how do you see all this and then think, yeah, we're about to proceed with all this?
Yeah, time to kill it. Like, I could not imagine. And that's why I can't imagine anyone thinking, let me kill an elephant. Like, I saw elephants in the fucking circus and I was like tearing up as a kid. Now knowing all the bad stuff about them, I tear up even more. But elephants and like giraffes, these huge ass fucking like majestic ass fucking animals, and you just want to kill them. Like, if anything, I'm not saying you should, but I would understand if anyone tried to kill a hippopotamus.
I still wouldn't.
No, just because the hippopotamus is gonna kill you. So if it was in self-defense only,
how many times
you shouldn't have been there.
I'm sorry, I'm sick of this human on hippopotamus violence.
I just said, you shouldn't have been there.
That's yeah.
You know, like
I think like what's been getting me to is like people act like you have to rationalize everything to absurd extremes. Like, oh, conserving animals because they're big isn't a good enough reason. Like, what kind of Voltaire's bastard shit is this? Like, it's good enough. Y'all will do literally anything else for any other reason. Like,
I mean, hearing about didn't oh my god, what's his name? Cartel dude.
oh, Pablo.
Yeah, Escobar.
Yeah.
Didn't he have? Isn't it a hippopotamus that he has?
He had 4, I think.
He had 4.
And then they reproduced.
They reproduce, and now they're a hazard. They are a problem, and it's like an ethical debate. They're like, should we kill off them? Should we try to make sure that they don't reproduce? Like, what do we do? Because it's killing the climate, but it's also a big tourism, like...
Yeah, they turned Hacienda Annapolis into like a zoo or like a museum or something.
Well, it's like literally like people will go there and like some people think of them as like kind of like not technically like religious, but like a blessing because it brought tourism. Tourism brings money, like all this other shit. And I don't know. I think they're really cool, but they are kind of fucking up their ecosystem.
I mean, at the end of the day, that is how you introduce an invasive species, right? I mean,
what 4? Just here goes 4. What? God damn it!
So like, and like as a side tangent, I'll get back to Pablo Escobar. Like, the U.S. government actually wanted to put hippopotamus in the Mississippi River to deal with another invasive plant in the Mississippi River.
Oh my god, those hoes would have been
we literally did like our plan in Afghanistan. We tried to do that with the ecosystem, but like,
oh my god, could you imagine? There will literally
and there was the justification like, dude, we'll just eat the hippopotamuses. I'm like,
yo, they don't seem like
how y'all like
right? How you gonna catch them? Get them first of all, like, and then second of all. No, they would have found their way up to fucking Michigan. They would have fucked with our ecosystem in the Great Lakes
hippopotamus.
They would have probably fucking migrated to like, oh no, I can imagine how horrible that would have been.
Dude, can you imagine this horrifying new like species of hippopotamus that like makes its way up from like the swamps of Louisiana all the way to like the origin of like the Mississippi River in Minnesota. They survived the Minnesota winter and just colonized the Midwest.
No, I can imagine them like they stay there and then come up during the summer, and then they could just walk. They can like do a hybrid of walking and swimming, then just branch off to anywhere that there's water because they love the water. They're in the fucking Great Lakes. Congrats. You got Lake Michigan hippopotamus. If it's in Lake Michigan, it's going to hit everything else. Congrats. All of a sudden, they're in fucking New York.
We in Lake Erie got some radioactive hippopotamus. That's how we got the U.S. to fall. I'm telling you.
Literally fucking Niagara Falls. There's hippopotamus.
Fuck me. Well, and so like, and again, back to like Pablo Escobar there, like, he had a lot of exotic animals, and that's like one of those things that like it's such a niche issue that like no one wants to bring it up. I think maybe just because there's rich people involved. That's my like pet theory of why it doesn't get brought up. But like, what are you doing with a pet caracal? Did you see in Royal Oak like 3 of them got loose?
Are you serious?
Yeah, some motherfucker had like 3 caracals that got loose, and now they're just running around Royal Oak or something. I hope they got like caught and released.
Animal I'm thinking it is.
Like those cats with like the long ears and they just hiss all the time. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
And it's like
imagine being in Royal Oak. You can't find parking. You finally found it at like some church. You think you're gonna get towed. You're bar hopping with your friends. You're drunk, and then you see that fucking scary cat.
Get the fuck out.
And then one of the white girls you with in the group is like, I wanna pet it. I love
Bye-bye,
cats.
Stacy. Bye-bye.
Whole hand bit off. You gotta spend the night with her in the hospital. Royal Beaumont. Have fun.
I'm not dealing with all that.
Saturday night ruined.
I'm not dealing with
Thirsty
all that.
Thursday ruined.
Don't tell me this has happened. Has this ever happened to you?
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, God.
Whoa!
So, I mean, we got to hold hands and protect the planet.
Yeah.
That's my final thoughts.
And if, you understand you can't, do a lot of stuff right now, and you're wondering what you can do, this is where you get a membership with the zoo. I don't know how much it is. But I just know, either go to the zoo or get a membership, because if you get a membership every time you go into the zoo, it's free, other than special events. So it will equal out. And if you're one of those people who just like to go on walks places and you don't care where you go on a walk at the zoo.
If you got the money and resources, of course, giving your money to nonprofits and this kind of organization industrial complex can be demoralizing, at least for what it's worth. If you believe zoos are doing the right thing, then that's how you support them, is unfortunately by giving them your money. But I think it's okay to kind of envision a future for the world that doesn't prioritize. It's not like an anthropocentric kind of thinking. I think it's okay to think about the whole planet's future and not just ours. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, if we do think about us on it, that's a separate thing. But I don't think that human survival is predicated on always destroying the planet in the most wasteful way. And anyone who tells you that it is kind of in some kind of crackpot realism, in my opinion. Now, speaking of folks who are making a difference right now, you reading about this little strike wave they got going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm jealous.
All I really got to say is, I wholeheartedly, endorse and support all of it. Is it, the mass action that we need? That's a separate question. I think, we've been behind on that for a very long time in this country. But something we should all take heart in is that, that recent question that came up earlier in the year of, well, no one wants to work anymore. That's less of something someone's saying in a pejorative sense and more of a real acknowledgement of the feeling people are having on the ground. Let's face it, things have taken a turn for the worse, and people have been expected to do not only just the same amount of work they were expected to do in the past, but in some cases more, especially in the service industry. And I think just keeping the momentum up of just proving the point that no one wants to work is maybe useful in some sense. Is it a general strike? No, and a general strike is what we should all be shooting for.
Sure.
That's what the left, in scare quotes, that everyone keeps talking about. If we should be shooting for something, it should be organization to the point of being able to do that. But I think, important reminder, don't be a scab.
Don't be a fucking scab.
Because
if you are, morally, I'll think you're trash.
That, and if you're a scab, you're not ready. You're not ready for working.
You don't have any of the fucking training.
That, did you see that video of that UAW plant that was on strike? They had the scabs working, and then 10 minutes into opening, they had to call the ambulance.
You should feel and imagine, and guess what? If you're a scab and that happens, they're not paying for the health insurance. You have no rights. You would probably have to sue the corporation. And
well, this is not legal advice. This is not legal.
No, I'm saying if you did, you don't have health insurance with the company. You're a fucking scab.
Oh, if you got brought in to
if you're you would be a fucking scab. You don't have any legal no one cares about you. You have no fucking rights. So if you needed money, you would have to have money to sue the corporation, and then
Who has that?
right, and then hope that the judge is not corrupt and would be like, yeah, I rule in favor of you, a scab.
Well, folks, you heard it here.
Don't be a fucking scab. And also, yeah, you're right. Nobody wants to work. Why would I want to work? Please tell me why. Working is absolutely miserable. It's horrible for my mental health. If y'all want me to do the self-care thing, I would not have to work to survive. And literally, at least my
And
general bills would be able to be paid with work. Like, I'm not even working for a livable wage.
but also, like, again, like in the wake of Amazon pulling off like a record profit in the midst of a pandemic,
and then trying to like convince people that we should have little fucking like company towns with Amazons, and it's gonna help these people
company
rise up.
towns where they can only spend in Amazon gift cards.
Oh my god, probably only Amazon gift cards, and only like one of those. Not even a Whole Foods. There won't even be a Whole Foods in the town. It'll be just one of those Amazon fucking
Amazon subprime.
no, like those shops that they have that don't have workers, and they just have all of those fucking cameras, and you like scan to
So what
get
they
in.
gonna do? Like vending machine me like a butternut squash, if even?
No, so you go in, you scan the thing, and there's like it's a full store. There's no employees though, and they have all of these cameras, and the cameras sense when you take something off of the cart and like put it in your cart, and they also sense if you put it back. But
That doesn't seem like a secure system.
this seems like a fucking like police state in a store. So a store, like a normal store, but with 1,000 more cameras, always looking at you, making sure that you don't steal. But it's impossible for you to steal because everything you put, like they're tracking you completely. And every single thing you put in your basket or in your pocket or any part of you pick up.
And people are excited about this shit.
They're
like,
excited.
Like every time like you see something about like an automated car or like those, oh my god, those horrifying Boston Dynamics dogs
Oh
or
my
like
God,
whatever. And there's always some freaks in the fucking comments who are like, this looks so cool. Oh my god.
I want anybody who thinks about kicking a dog, just go find those and kick those.
Yeah, don't do animal abuse. But Boston Dynamics dogs, open season. Parody, satire in the game. Parody, satire.
I totally would never take one of those dogs and yeet it fucking across the street.
I feel like I would break my foot if I tried to kick it.
I probably would. That's why you gotta wear docs. That's why fucking people in Boston, do y'all wear docs? I feel like y'all wear docs.
All my Boston listeners, all one of you.
All one of y'all. Tell us in the comments of whatever platform or
So
whatever
YouTube,
the fuck.
basically.
Or like just like send him a DM and just be like, yeah, we wear docs.
God damn it.
We need to know, is this, and then if you are, you better yeet those motherfuckers across the street.
Well, yeah, make them Boston undynamics. All right. Looks like we're at an hour here.
Oh shit.
I think that about does it for us. Thanks again, listeners, for putting up with slightly unpolished content lately. I'm trying to build a more consistent schedule for myself, and hopefully that'll include better episode production time, or I'll bully some poor soul into being our producer soon. Who knows? Anything you want to plug?
Be a nice human. Try it today. It is quite literally the freest thing you can ever do. And sometimes, if you just really want to be mean, decide to just tell your friend later about how horrible the person is. And then you can be mean to that person when they're not around later. I do it all the time. It's really fun.
Okay, that has been Dubious Communication Advice with Sky. I'm your host, Adi. The show is Greenhouse Gaslighting. You can find us on Twitter at @PodGreenhouse. I'll have all of our links in the description. And of course, you can find those links and follow us, please. Please. And until then, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, folks.
Peace.
Now your child can visit steamy jungles, grassy plains, and the dark depths of the oceans to meet and learn surprising facts about the magnificent animals that live there, all through the captivating, colorful pages of Zoobooks. The publication is specially created for young readers. Each monthly issue of Zoobooks is packed with breathtaking full-color photos and scientifically accurate illustrations, plus games and puzzles. Today, through this exclusive TV offer, you can get 12 fascinating issues of Zoobooks for the special price of $19.95. When you call and use your credit card, we'll include the Elephants issue as a gift. Plus, you'll also get the colorful collection of animal stickers and the tiger poster. So order Zoobooks today and send learning and fun to a child you love.
To order 12 fascinating issues of Zoobooks for $19.95, call 1-800-441-2400. When you call, we'll include the bonus elephant issue, stickers, and tiger poster with your order. Call 1-800-441-2400. You must be 18 years or older to call.